All right, after taking Memorial Day off, we're back.
We are back.
You had a good time at the lake?
I did. Everybody was everywhere, so it just was hard to get us all together. But yes, the lake was delightful.
Did you have any watermelon there?
No watermelon.
You ain't have no watermelon?
Steak. There was steak. Yeah.
Fireworks?
No
fireworks.
What kind of
Virginia
cut was
sucks for fireworks.
Yeah.
As far as if you want to shoot your own.
Now, we carry them at my grocery store. We sure do.
Yeah, but not like real fireworks.
Well, I mean,
y'all
no,
carry
no.
like Roman candles.
You can't buy darn M80s nowhere no more. No, you can't. It's a quarter stick of dynamite. My papa used to flush them down the toilet.
I'll tell you who had. Well, that was actually episode 5. We're going to go 6. We're going to cover episodes 6 and 7 kind of together. Yeah, we'll briefly go over 6 since we were off for the holiday.
On Game of Thrones.
Do they do that?
I don't think they do.
I think they.
I feel like they've done it, but it's so rare.
Yeah, they throw it a little bit, like just say, hey, like this is what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, if you haven't seen a character in a long time, they'll like show the last scene that they were in the show.
That's
even
true.
if it was like seasons ago. So
previously on Game of Thrones, you betrayed me. Oh no! Stab! 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 Screw! Booby! Stab! Death! Da-da-da. Now back to Game of Thrones, but a lot of developments. Like we said, the 6th episode was a build up for 7, and I feel like 7 was a big build up for next week's because I saw the preview for next week.
The culmination is going to be so intense. I don't know if I can withstand it.
yeah,
And you see where they've said that season 7 is going to be shorter. The next season of Game of Thrones is going to be shorter.
it's not going to have 10 episodes.
Are they going to do it kind of like the last season of Breaking Bad? Do like a split with like 14 episodes altogether?
I think I read something like that because they mentioned Breaking Bad.
Boo.
But they said they're coming up on the home stretch. Like the end is near. Like,
There's so much more to cover, though. How can they wrap it up in like 14
sucks,
episodes?
but at the same time, you got to respect the storytelling. It's like at least they're trying to tell you a story and not just continue to stay on the air.
I ain't got to respect nothing. Nothing.
I don't know. It's gotten more comedic based here lately.
It really has.
Since they've gone off the books. I'm just waiting for like celebrities to voice the dragons. Like that'll be the next revelation.
Which celebrities?
Like Al Pacino, he'll voice Drogon. Oh boy, Jorah, hoorah. Maybe Morgan Freeman.
Screw the Lannister brothers.
My name is Morgan Freeman, and I'm the voice of this dragon.
Damn, that's really good Morgan Freeman.
That is.
That's the best Morgan Freeman I've ever seen a white guy do.
What about Sean Connery? He actually voiced a dragon back in the 90s.
That's right, he did.
Dragonheart.
Somebody's gonna get burned. Oh man, yeah, that would be freaking hilarious. I love that you were starting to see these people connect, like unite. Because I guess I'm kind of bouncing to 7, but you see Theon and his sister are straight up headed for Daenerys.
She was a little rough on the old boy. Go slit your wrists if you ain't gonna pep yourself up. Golly.
She was rough on them boobies.
Drink that. Oh yeah, she was
Mama
stimulating
was
those nipples. Golly.
I mean, I guess I could have seen that coming, but
Once again, you don't have a dick. Like you can't enjoy any of this.
There's a eunuch in almost every storyline at this point.
I mean, pretty much. I mean, pretty much every episode has had something to do with lack of genitalia.
George R.R. Martin wants your penis, and he wants it gone.
I just had a revelation. If she's trying to go hook up with Daenerys, do you think Varys and Theon will become lovers and like scissor each other with their junkless crotches?
That would be interesting.
They
I don't
have
really
a lot
care
in
to
common.
see it, but that would
Why
be very
not?
interesting. That's just something I'll leave to the imagination.
Rub their pee holes together. I guess that's all they have at this point.
What's his face? The eunuch would be like lecturing him the whole time.
Yeah.
Now you see, my boy. Move those hips.
My little birds.
My little birds, tell me. But yeah, so from 6, let's see what all went through. We finally brought back Bronn. Because we hadn't seen him in a few episodes, right? Or have we seen him at all this season?
Him this whole season.
I think so, yeah. He's been pretty much absent.
Yeah, since he...
So he came back last night in a big way.
Oh, yeah. He's back and he's in charge. So we saw that Arya did not poison Lady Crane.
She couldn't go through with it.
Yeah, she couldn't just... She liked her too much, which is weird because Lady Crane was playing Cersei, the person that she probably hates, one of the people she hates the most.
I wonder if it'll come out that Lady Crane was in on it. You know what I mean? Like if she's about that. I mean, I feel like they would give you some reason if they wouldn't have just randomly. I know. Well, they say the faceless gods picked her or whatever, but I wonder if she's. I don't know. It'd be one of those things where she doesn't poison her doing good, and Lady Crane tries to kill her. I don't know.
Man, that old faceless, like the head assassin, he probably tried to holler at her, and she, brushed him off, and he's just pissed off about that.
A girl gives no booty.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably just picking them willy-nilly. He don't care.
Well, the other actors are kind of jealous of her because she gets all the attention.
And it's because she's good, other than old wart penis. That was the episode before, right?
Yeah.
Because I told someone that was like, I don't want to watch that show. It's just like wieners everywhere, and I was like, it's really not that bad. You don't see wieners that often,
we haven't seen a dick in a while.
And then you come into season 6, and it's not just there's a weenie. It's like the camera is like up on and in the weenie, like we're
and we've all got them. I mean, this guy's got some issues that he needs to address. I mean,
he should have used those little like lambskin condoms they had back in the day. They used to wash them out with milk and honey, and then they would reuse them.
With milk and honey?
Look it up.
Is this a true fact?
It's a fact, actually, but they wouldn't have been around then. They were invented around, and somewhere in the 1600s is the furthest back condom it's made. It was made out of like lamb's bowel or lamb's skin or something, and they used milk and honey and washed it out, and then they would reuse it.
Milk and honey.
Ain't nobody got the money to be.
that was like the lubricant, the milk and honey.
No, that was to wash it out. That was to get the semen and the disease out,
and maybe have it some scent. I guess,
right?
A nice scent. Like just the idea of creating the condom is pretty bizarre to me. Like who decided one day is like, let me put this over my penis?
I guess someone that was like, every time I stick this in, I get another damn kid, or another damn new rash that I can't take care of. So he's like, you know what? I want the booty, but
some maester
I don't want
somewhere.
the side effects. Oh, let's wrap something around it and see how it goes.
Tired of it burning when I take a wee.
But so some serious stuff setting up here. Arya. Speaking of which, jumping forward to episode 7, definitely in trouble. It looks like. I mean, she's bleeding profusely.
Yeah. Where was Needle? Why didn't she have Needle? She couldn't get to. She couldn't get to Needle. But she'd already secured passage out of Bravos. And then when I saw that old lady coming, inching towards
something
her,
was up.
I knew it because I was thinking to myself as I was watching this, it's like, can the waif, like, can she use faces, or is she at that level yet?
Oh yeah.
And apparently, I was well informed.
Arya needs to learn how to keep a low profile. That's all I'm saying. Just walking around, throwing around bags of money. No, you're going to take me in the morning. 3 days from now, We said sail at dawn.
All that time spent with people who teach you how not to stand out, and she sticks out like a sore thumb. But I don't know. She's bleeding pretty bad, and you know how scary that has to be for her, because she's running, and like everybody she's looking at, any one of them could be one of them or her, just waiting to get. So that's got to be a terrifying situation. I mean, who do you ask for help? And people back then sucked.
Yeah.
I mean, like now, most people I feel like would be like, "Oh God, call 911." And I don't know what their equivalent of 911 would be. Call somebody. But nobody seemed to give a crap.
I mean, even if someone did try to help her, she would probably refuse it because, she can't trust anybody at this point.
Oh, yeah.
She's paranoid. It could be anybody.
I feel like the a girl thing would be hard to shake once you decided you didn't want to be part of that faceless society. It'd be like, do not touch it. Keep hands where a girl can see them. Or when she gets older and she's getting freaky, oh, yes, a girl likes that. Like, just say I, please.
The girl has no desires.
But she's got to, it's like the mafia, you try to back out.
You're in it for life.
That's it. But I don't know. So she's not looking to be in a good spot. But from the preview, it looks like she's running around and everything. We see her jumping, Assassin's Creed style.
Where's she jumping?
Off of, like, the preview I saw was like she's running like that you saw in the season 6 trailer, where it's like she jumps off of a roof or something like that. Like she's being chased or chasing someone.
The Hound needs to get on a boat and get help.
And the Hound's back.
Yes. We got to talk about that.
And he's definitely trying the peaceful route, and I guess he just realized that there is no peaceful route, especially where they live.
No.
I mean, I felt really bad for that guy, too, the head hippie in that group.
He was kind of like a preacher of sorts.
I liked him. Like, he was very mellow, very, and then... Of course, as they tend to do in this show, he dies.
Yeah.
But the Hound was trying to tell him, he's like, the violence is there, man. You just got to man up. We got to handle this business.
Oh, yeah. I love it when he told him, what was it, when he was talking about violence. It was like, you don't stop a disease by spreading the disease or something to that effect. Yeah. And he's like, well, you don't stop it by dying. Yeah, you
can't cure a disease. But even, if you do die, the disease does kind of die too. So maybe he should have been like,
I refuse violence. Kill me.
Yeah.
But see, the violence will carry on with them.
Because the Hound hadn't really denounced violence. I think he was just kind of, just taking a little me time, just kind of getting his head together.
Oh yeah, just chilling.
I think he was trying to avoid violence. I think he had come to a place where he felt that he deserved what he got, and that if
he definitely seems like he's kind of punishing himself, in the sense of he feels that he's got this unresolved sins.
And much like Theon, there's a nice parallel there between the two.
Yeah, it is, because Theon, he asked the question, why was he...
Or Yara said something about justice, and he's like, if justice was served, I would be burned at Winterfell or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Definitely feel bad for Theon. He did it. He did it all to himself, but some people learn different ways. It sucks that he had to learn by burning little boys and betraying his best friend and family.
That's a big part of my growing up, too. Incinerating my schoolmates. But no, I'm thinking about it. I don't think the Hound is hiding because he's punishing himself. I think he's embarrassed that he got his ass whooped by a woman, and
I don't think he's hiding. I think he
starts
just
sauntering around. Somebody's going to bring it up, like, "Hey, I heard Brienne Tarth threw your ass off a cliff."
Well, you heard how damaged he was when he found him. He said your bone was sticking out here in your leg, and you were stinking like you were dead. And when you coughed, I about shit my pants. I didn't know what was happening. And so, I think it's just he was beat up real bad. This guy saved him and nursed him back to health. So he's just kind of living in the moment right now. I don't know that he was hiding. I think he was definitely avoiding violence, but I think he just was like, whatever, I'll get fed.
He did admit to being taken down by a woman, though.
Yeah, he did. Mm-hmm. A very, very powerful woman. Yeah, so that was a big shock. That was a very pleasant... Did you guys know it was going to be the Hound until it revealed? Obviously, we knew they were focusing on someone.
I didn't know that he was coming back. I didn't know when he would be coming back. I knew that he wasn't dead. I knew in my heart of hearts that he wasn't dead.
I think we had both said that on a previous episode. We're like, no, we didn't see him die. There's no way they would just leave you to assume he's dead, and that's it.
I was really excited. I'm glad to have him back.
Too.
He's a good character.
I would like to see him and Arya reconnect.
Like Arya, wasn't he on Arya? She said she took him off of her list, though, right? Like he was on the list when she named it, and then she had taken him off. But they reconvene. He's like Arya, and she's like, "Hello, Hound," and then just stabs him in, and it's like, okay, now we're even.
Speaking of reunions, old Brienne of Tarth and Jaime, they ran into each other.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. That's the preview for
next. Was
that
a preview I saw?
That's a preview for
Darn, I could have swore that was part of the episode.
And that basically is almost like she's threatening him more or less,
could we see a Jaime and Brienne battle?
Ooh.
A battle between the sheets.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to resolve that somehow. There's so much tension
There's
there.
Sexual tension there.
There's so much tension.
It's always, like I said before we got on here, in the preview it shows him for episode 8 talking about, I love Cersei, I'll kill every blah, 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 blah to get back to her. And part of you just wants to be like, such a romantic. And then another part wants to go, but he's talking about his sister. A little grody. But so, next episode looks like we're going to see some violence. Right now, Tommen's got to be one of the biggest dumbasses ever. Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Even though we think Marjorie's definitely playing him.
Yeah, I believe she's playing the long game.
Do you think she's just playing him to get revenge on Cersei? Do you think that's her goal?
That's a big part of it,
I think it's more of she understands that there's not much she can do about the High Sparrow right at this point in time.
So maybe play him till she can get the upper hand. And
exactly.
Basically, if you control them, then you can control everything, more or less, because of Cersei's stupid ass, they can now work outside of the law, more or less.
She's playing the game, and when they stormed the High Sparrow or whatever, out comes Tommen, and sends them away.
That was embarrassing. That had to be embarrassing for Jaime too, because he's like, "I'm here on behalf of King Tommen Baratheon," blah 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 blah. Then he comes out basically like, "Go home."
Yeah,
I just said I was here for you, you bastard.
They all had egg on their face.
I would have loved to have seen how that would have turned out, though.
That's the whole reason that, Jaime, he's all piss and vinegar. He wants to go and take care of business, and that's when Cersei sends him off to go visit the Blackfish, and which I thought it was so great when he backhanded that dude.
Oh, yeah.
When he shows up.
if I tell you to shut your mouth and you keep talking and I don't, I'm going to hit you or something and I don't, what does that make me look like?
Man,
blah, blah, pow.
It's been so. I'm still trying to figure out. So the Blackfish, that's the Tullys who are Catelyn Stark's people.
Yes.
Am I right about that? I'm still trying to put together the pieces.
I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Yeah.
And so the Lannisters are trying to take that castle back. That's what's going on.
Yes, and Blackfish says that that's his castle. He grew up in that castle, and Edmure is his nephew, who is being held by the Freys right now.
Man, there's so many strands.
There's so many houses.
Yeah. And
we basically got Sansa and Jon Snow along with Sir Davos basically walking around playing politician.
Yeah.
Can we count on your votes? But, except for instead of asking for votes, they're asking people to kill for them, which I guess are kind of the same thing.
Leave it to Davos to sweet talk the young ladies. I mean, he's got away with the young ladies.
The very, very young ladies.
No, I want to see what they were running off to. Like, people were fighting, and Sir Davos just stops what he's doing and runs to break up the fight. Then Jon Snow runs over to break up the fight because the guy is confronting Sir Davos. I'm like, I want to see what's happening here, like a good schoolyard romp.
Yeah, Davos didn't really get in the middle of anyone. He just kind of walked over there and started shaking his finger.
Yeah, he's like, hey,
cut it out. Cut it
damn
out.
Youngsters. We have White Walkers. And then what she gave
Get over my lawn.
How many men did she give him? Was it 64?
62.
62 men. It's like, how many men? 62. I was just waiting for him to go 1,000?
And, yeah.
100?
And she's like, but they fight
the
10 times as harder than any other.
So if that is the case, then you've got
620.
Right. Still not that great.
That would be awesome, though, if they were like an elite squad of warriors.
And they might be. They very well could be. Well, that's the thing, too. So Valerian Steel kills the White Walkers.
Yes,
so does Dragon's Glass.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it that we know of, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, and Valerian Steel isn't exactly plentiful. That's why I guess it's such
Speaking of Valerian Steel, Sam has a sword now.
Yeah.
He has the sword. He took it from his father.
And he's killed a White Walker, so.
Yeah.
So what do you think Sam's plan is at this point? Is he still trying to study to be a maester, or is he going back up north?
He took
Where
Gilly.
are you going?
He took Gilly with him. So I'm imagining that he's probably going back to Castle Black.
You think he's heading all the way back up there?
I mean,
his dad, like I said before the podcast, his dad is the reason emo music was invented. His dad was a straight asshole. Yeah. So I guess he's like, you know what, the hell with this. But it sucks too because they sent him down to be a so it's not like he betrayed the Night's Watch. His
dad is more worried about him killing deer and squirrels. And here Sam is killing White Walkers and protecting a woman and a child, and he's still not a man enough, for.
And then he finds out she's a wildling, and
I think he just doesn't like him because he's fat.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think that's just the main reason.
If he was a slim, dashing, smart fellow, but not good with a sword, he'd probably be like, well, that's my son. He's very intelligent. Yeah. Not quite efficient with a sword, but intelligent.
That's like a thyroid issue. I bet that's what it is.
Well, you know what? It just makes characters more lovable. When you make the tubby sidekick, people just
more
seem
to
latch. But I like when his girlfriend stood up to the dad though. Like, no fear. Yeah. She's just like, whatever, bitch. I'm a wildling.
Oh, can we talk about her in that dress though? Because. When she comes out in that dress and like smiling her Gilly smile, I just could not help but just be like, "Oh my gosh, she doesn't belong in this." Like, it looks so weird.
No, it's like she's not a bad looking girl, but it just did not fit that dress. It's like it'd have been kind of like seeing Asha in a dress. You've just seen it so long as a wildling, and
just give me Asha in a burlap sack.
Man, right. Just Asha, period. Man, it sucks that we lost her. George R.R. Martin liked the character so much that he said when he continues writing, she's going to have a bigger part to play in the books going forward.
So she's still alive in the books?
Well, the books hadn't caught up to the show yet.
Oh, yeah,
so,
I keep forgetting
she's,
that. God, it's such a bizarre universe.
It is. It's interesting to see how they did that. And cross-promoting here between our Walking Dead podcast and this one, you saw where Robert Kirkman, I wouldn't say talk trash, but
what did he say?
Had a little to say about George R.R. Martin. Giving the ending away to the writers of the show, and he said, "I would have told him to f*** off," or something to that effect.
Really?
Oh yeah. He was like, "I would have told him, you write your own, you write it however you want it to play out, and I'll write mine how I want it to play out. I'm not giving you the ending of my story."
That's nuts.
And he said he lost respect for George R.R. Martin.
Really?
For doing that. And it's like, man, look, I love The Walking Dead so very much. So much. But do not, like, these two shows don't need to battle it out. I mean, they're both extremely popular. And I will say, just my own opinion, I feel like the Game of Thrones fans are a lot more vicious. I mean, we can get on the Walking Dead podcast and talk about sodas for half the podcast, and people like, we love y'all, but we get on here and God knows you pronounce a name wrong, and it's like, why are you guys doing this?
They're by far the worst. Very pretentious nerds.
To their credit, there's so much more to this universe, though, than there are a lot of other stories. A lot of stories or shows that you watch. I mean,
do you think it's just like George R. R. Martin was more concerned about getting the ending out because he's up in age now?
That's got to be a depressing way to look at it, though. It's like, I just really want to get this. To make sure you get this before I die.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much longer he has.
I'm glad that he gave him the ending. I think keeping in such close touch with the author and the source material is probably what makes it so good.
Yeah, The Walking Dead's a whole different animal. I mean, they stray from the source material so much. I mean,
it's like they keep in touch. They keep George R. R. Martin very close, and the brilliant mind that brought you the series gets to kind of help guide it. I mean, I think I like that he did. And I hope that it ends the way I think it's going to end.
How do you think it's going to end?
Well, I think it's going to end with Tyrion, like we said before, Tyrion on one dragon, Jon Snow on another dragon, and Daenerys on another dragon.
Dwarf on dragon action? I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Daenerys riding Al Pacino, and who's going to ride Morgan
Freeman? Can one of them be DMX? Can Daenerys be DMX and be like, hey, yo, bitch! Tug on my horn.
Lord have mercy.
What? God, that's great. If you're listening and you like to comment and not say mean things, you should tell us what celebrity voices you'd love to hear for our three dragons. I'd love to hear Snoop Dogg do one. Burn that guy right there. All right. Ooh, you dead, homie.
Then he just inhales the smoke afterwards.
Yeah, right. He's like, hold on, I'm gonna smoke this, homie. It's like, oh. Yeah, that would be that dragon. He'd be like, the Snoop Dragon is just sitting on top of the mountain. He won't fight.
Yeah, nephew. Yeah, nephew.
Your impersonations are pretty damn good. I'm still in favor of the Morgan Freeman dragon. Perhaps you've seen one of my movies.
I've been in many movies in my time.
Dude, you're too good at that. I think, are you the guy that plays Daisy and does the Morgan Freeman impersonations?
I was in prison for a long time. They used to call me Red. Now I'm a dragon. I talked about penguins for 2 hours.
Now I'm going to burn them.
Now I'm going to breathe fire because I am a dragon.
Oh, man. So let's see. 2 episodes. All right, on this one, we didn't see any of Daenerys or Tyrion on this episode.
No.
Did we even see him last episode?
We saw Daenerys, like she was giving that, that speech on top of the.
They're going to ride the wooden horses across the ocean.
Well, yeah.
She talks about the 1,000 ships, or Daria
Which
talks
she doesn't know or burned her way.
Here's something, a good meme I've seen going around. It's true. Okay, so Euron says to build 1,000 ships.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the Iron Isles, where are the trees at? Where are you going to get all this wood from?
Import some timber for sure.
I mean, that's pretty true. But like, doesn't he like tell them to like cut planks? Like they don't even have planks.
Yeah.
So they got to find trees, cut them into planks, and then build them into ships. Like, how long is this going to take?
It's like 14 years later. All right, one down, 999 to go.
And it seems like everyone hates the Ironborn. I mean, I don't see anyone even trading.
Especially with old Euron.
Yeah, I mean...
Euron. Is it Euron? Is that how you say his name?
I think it's spelled Euron, but even he has said Euron.
Euron. All hail Euron.
I guess it's all about, your pacing and how you want it.
Yeah.
Euron.
Well, yeah, so he's a douchebag. So with him at the reins, I'm sure their reputation's not going to get even any better. So let's see what other developments we've got. I really am just holding on that Lady Stark is going to come back.
I'm anxious to. Oh boy,
that's just a lot of fan theories I've seen that she might be coming. That she might have a role
Stoneheart, right? Lady Stoneheart
as an undead Avenger, which would be so cool. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I think they said from what I've read. I mean, of course, spoilers, but from what I've read, of course, it's like a lot closer to her death that happens than, because apparently in the there's so much more that is going on, But you see, obviously, they're building an army. It's like, that would be something cool if we had time to do it one of our podcasts. Like, write down the ones you want to see. It's just like WrestleMania. Like, who do you want to see make it down to like the finals, like the last? Because it's going to be all of our heroes on the battlefield fighting the White Walkers. I mean, I want to see everybody. I want Braun out there.
Yeah, we could just have our own Deadpool.
I've got a feeling, and I feel like Cersei's about to die, believe it or not.
I think she's going to go at the end of the season.
I feel like she's going to die. I mean, really, plot-wise, she's, in my own opinion, I don't see where she's that much more useful other than to fuel someone else. She's pretty much exhausted any ally she's had. No one likes her anymore.
Well, I disagree.
What do you think's going to happen to her?
I think she's going to survive.
She's going to weasel her way out again.
Well, one thing in particular, I don't think she's going to go before Tommen, because the witch or whatever, when she was a little girl, told her that she would have 3 children and she would lose them all.
I was getting ready to ask you about that.
True.
So she would have to go after Tommen at least, right?
True. Yeah, that makes sense.
But I think she's got the mountain though. She's got him.
What if Marjorie kills Tommen, or has Tommen killed, as a way to get back at Cersei? I mean, right now she's kind of out. I feel like she's out for blood,
and she definitely doesn't want to have his baby. You remember that?
Yeah. She had with Ice Bear. That was an awkward conversation from like an almost fatherly figure. Now listen, darling, you need to give him the booty.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to start rubbing on her thighs and her shoulder or something. I didn't know what he was up to.
Like he tells her, you need to do your wifely
duties. Yeah.
And then he starts threatening her grandmother, pretty much.
Yeah. He knows that she's playing him. I mean, he knows.
I think he does too. This guy is smart as hell.
But he also knows that he needs her to, keep his hooks in time. And
God, who is not? It's like, who's dumb enough to get duped in Game of Thrones? Like, don't. What did Cersei said on like one of the first episodes, or the first season at least? When you play the Game of Thrones, you either win or you die.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's very much the way it's worked.
Yeah, the High Sparrow and Marjorie, it's a very symbiotic relationship. That's a good word, right? Symbiotic.
Yeah,
kind of like Venom.
Yeah.
With a symbiote.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So I really.
And she warns her grandmother too, by the way.
Yeah, with the little rose.
Yeah, her grandmother
drawing.
She's like, "What the hell are you talking about? Like, what's gotten into you?" And then he passes her that note.
I was ready for her to just cough or something, like, run, bitch, run, you old bitch,
get out of here,
get the fuck out.
Yeah. Brother Ray is who the guy that got hung at the end of the 7th episode was.
Yeah,
Brother Ray. I couldn't remember his name, but I mean, that was the first time. Was that the first time we've seen him?
I think so. I think Ian McShane, is that the actor's name?
Yes, that's it.
He was in Deadwood, which is also on HBO.
Oh yeah, he was a main bad. Well,
he was Al Swearingen.
Yes, yeah.
He was also in Hot Rod as like the sick dad. Did you ever see that movie?
No, I haven't. I knew he looked familiar, and that's where I knew him from, was from Deadwood.
I love how HBO keeps it in the family. It's really
you see a lot of people that have been on past shows before.
It's true.
Tormund really standing up for Jon Snow, like says if he died for us, which he really did. He only died because he, was helping you guys out. He's like, if he died for us, if we're not willing to do the same,
we're cowards.
And then we don't deserve to be the last.
Yeah.
A really, really good speech. I just love that he's got, because this crazy man, he's the bear fucker. I mean, excuse my language, but you've got a bear humper on your team. I mean, if the guy can hump a bear and get away with it.
Do you think he's more like he's more trying to get in Brienne's pants? So he's just like, hey guys, let's do this, and then maybe he'll get lucky.
Later on, he'll be like, I've got to get with Brienne. And it's like, well, what about all that he died for us stuff? Yeah, that too. We have to fight White Walkers, but I'm struggling to fight my own White Walker right now.
I have another bear to subdue.
But I mean, and that's we know that's coming too.
Oh, what about the giant? Like, I couldn't understand what he said. Somebody that I talked to and discussed it with said that they think he said snow.
That's what I thought he said.
I thought he said, like, I couldn't understand what he said. And then everybody was like agreeing with him. And I was just like, what the hell did he just say?
It's kind of like the guy on Waterboy that's just like, and everybody's like, oh, yeah.
Farmer friend.
When a giant gets up and says something, you just go, okay.
He had nipple rings.
And what is his name? 1-1?
1-1, yeah.
So when 1-1 says something, you just go, okay.
Well, I knew it was going to be one syllable, because apparently that's the only thing they can do.
Snow. And I still am sad about. I'm still sad about Hodor, but
oh boy, why'd you
it's
have to
still
bring
people
that up?
saying that he's going to come back. It's like, no, let him. He doesn't need to come back. Jon Snow came back.
If he does, he's gonna have blue eyes and be killing everybody.
Yep, but it'd be cool if Bran could control him.
Oh boy!
Like, what if he could still manipulate his mind?
That'd be like
what do they call it? Warging?
Yeah,
warging. He could like warg him. Mm-hmm. It's an odd thing to say. It's like, look, man, don't take it personal, but I'm going to have to warg you later.
Oh, don't warg me.
Buy me dinner first. I mean, come on.
Damn, man, get to know me a little bit. So we haven't seen Bran in the lab. Of course, they kill off Hodor, and we don't. Well, no, we did see Bran in the first episode, first of the 6 when Uncle Benji came back.
Yeah, and he explains that Bran is the new three-eyed raven.
And he said that the three-eyed raven had summoned him, right?
Yeah, and so basically, I guess. I don't know if it was Bran that through his visions
do you think
called him, or was it the older guy?
Do you think it's possible that Bran? I think we might have discussed this, but that Bran was the is the old three-eyed raven too, and then perhaps he's trying to change. Maybe it's one of those things where it's just like whatever it was meant to happen will happen. It's like he's trying to change the past, and stop the things that he did to set all of this in motion, but. It's just one of those things where you can't change the past.
Very timey-wimey.
There is a lot of
time travel.
There's a lot of different theories, but we got to see a scene of the Mad King.
That was pretty cool. We've heard about him so much, and you've never seen him,
which is kind of interesting. After Hodor, hold the door, hold the door, hold the door.
Right.
And the Mad King's yelling, "Burn them all, burn them all, burn them all." So was he having like one of those paradox?
So was his nickname Ball? Was his nickname Ball? Burn them all, burn them all, burn them all, ball. I mean, it could be. But it was really cool to see him, and I saw a funny meme, and it's like shows all of Daenerys' crazy faces. And it's like Daddy's little girl, and then it shows the Mad King under it. But it was really cool to see Jaime stab him. All these things you've heard about, but you've never actually seen.
Mm-hmm. And Bran knows the fate of his father now. I mean, he knows everything, pretty much.
Oh, man, I really want to go back and see some more Ned Stark time travel. Like, I want to see what was in that damn tower. I think it was his sister. From
what I've read online, supposedly that actor is not coming back until episode 10, so maybe that's when we'll get to see more. I don't know.
Okay. I love this show. Are they going? Is it 10 episodes this season?
I'm pretty sure.
They need. You know what? That's just not. I think that we should petition. I'm tired. We need to petition and be like, look, man, you got to get on par with The Walking Dead here. What do we get? Like 16 episodes?
Yeah, that sounds right. At least 12.
So what? The quality of your episodes, a lot, in my own opinion, are a lot better per episode. But still. You just can't do it. It's one of those things you wait so long for, and then 10 episodes goes by so fast.
The pacing's also very different between the two shows well. Like Game of Thrones, even though there are like some kind of slow episodes, for the most part, it moves pretty quickly.
Yeah, there's always something to counter the slow parts, or at least the payoff is well worth.
And even
waiting.
the B stories are better, like a Tyrese story compared to like a
Tyrion story.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's just. But, which I don't know if I'd say Tyrion's B, maybe like Arya is more of like your B story right now. She's the main character, but I mean, really, not essential to the plot yet. I'm wondering if they're going to all come to head, if all of it's leading to this battle with the White Walkers, I mean, like, we're going to see Arya out there with Needle, like, poking. Because I don't know, hers, that nobody said. I mean, maybe hers is Valyrian still, and we didn't know that, so she's just out there like, poke, and they're just shattering. That'd be cool.
I just hope she survives, man.
I know. With this show, I mean, she very well, I'm sure someone's like, oh, no, she's definitely not dead. She's a main character, but I mean, she could be dying. I mean, she might not be dead, right? But she could be dead by the end of the season.
Not too many people die slow deaths on this show, though. They either die or they don't.
Mm-hmm. They got an app now or a game you can play that tells you how George R. R. Martin would kill you.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, kind of sadistic.
I kind of want to play it now.
It's like, did he sit down with him and go, okay, give me some descriptions of people, and I tell you how, I'd kill that little skinny bastard with a spear, shove it right up his a-hole. I mean, hey, Vlad the Impaler, man, that's how he got Dracula started.
Like a shish kebab.
It was through the butt.
Shish kebab. Here comes the dragon. It's going to be a shish kebab.
Golly. Golly.
Sit down and let me tell you a story.
So your body weight pushes you down through the pike?
I even saw a I didn't watch the whole thing, but it was about Vlad the Impaler, like a little short YouTube documentary. It was talking about how, not always, but if it went right, which, it could, it would go up your butt, and then, it would be small and get bigger and bigger, and it would be a blunt end. It wouldn't be sharp. Like, it would be a blunt end, and it would slowly go, and eventually it would come out your mouth.
I bet Vlad the Impaler was like a repressed homosexual back in those days. He
really
couldn't express who he was. Yeah.
Shoving poles at people's
that's
butts.
why he punished people like that, because he couldn't live the life he wanted to live. So he punished people by sodomizing.
Do you think they used any lubrication, or was it just gravity?
Yes, I think it was like they said. Gravity had a big part of it, but they would use pig fat.
I thought you were going to say milk and honey.
Oh, no. Well, actually, they would sometimes do that, because then the bees would come and start eating you from the inside.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Is this all true?
Yeah.
I'm learning so much
about Vlad the Impaler, dude.
I want to just go do some research on the olden days.
I won't give out any more random facts. I was reading a lot of random facts today. Also, believe it or not, Leonardo da Vinci, if you ever played Assassin's Creed, you see him as kind of like this, slimmer, artistic kind of guy, but actually Leonardo da Vinci was known as being a extremely built and muscular man.
Oh yeah,
like almost like The Rock status. And said he was known to go to parties and would entertain by bending a horseshoe with one hand. Huh? Leonardo da Vinci. Apparently, this guy was just about as close to God as a man could be.
Well, he was a Renaissance man.
He could draw like a perfect circle. He could invent things.
He was an inventor, an artist.
Later, giving name to a band that I like. I mean, he could do everything. I mean, he helped Ezio in Assassin's Creed 2.
The namesake of a Ninja Turtle?
Right.
Come on.
The leader of them. But yeah, so there's your last fact. Okay, back to Game of Thrones. But yeah, lots going on. Tyrion is just who I'm always like, what's Tyrion doing? Let's go back to Tyrion. We've got another red woman. I want to see if her and Melisandre meet and compare notes. How many predictions have you got right?
What if they switch necklaces?
Oh.
I don't know. I just don't want that thing to come off even for a second. Hey, baby. keep that necklace on, please, because it's pretty grody without. I'm trying to think if there's anything. I'm sure, of course, I'm sure there's something we're missing, but any big plot points? Of course, Euron's coming for Theon and his sister.
Slowly but surely.
After he somehow finds trees and builds those 1,000 ships. Which I got a feeling, story-wise, he's not going to be far behind them.
I wonder how, the Ironborn, how many people does that comprise, that little island nation?
I don't know, but I'm thinking that Euron, that's how I'm going to say it, Euron. I really feel like that he won't be that big of a deal. I think his point in the story was to drive and unite them with Daenerys. Maybe he'll try to come after him, and then Daenerys will just be like, burn them. And the dragon will just be like, Morgan Freeman will just come out and be like, as you wish. DMX will be like, what? Oh
boy.
So I feel like that, but I could be completely wrong. I just loved it because I used to write, so I love to try to look at how authors are using different characters, and maybe Euron is going to be a big deal. But I feel like his point was to start finally uniting some of these characters. Well, we've got Tyrion finally united across the sea with Daenerys. Now we're about to have Theon and his sister unite with her, and God knows Jon Snow's looking for an army. I'm telling you. He is gonna hook up, they're gonna connect with Daenerys because that's what he's looking for is an army. And what does she have? A friggin' huge army.
So are you theorizing that Yara and Theon will reach Daenerys before Euron catches up with them?
I really want them to, but the way that this show goes, they might not even get close. They might not even get to leave this bay that they're at right now.
Well, what's crazy to me is how does everybody know where everybody is? They're let's go to Marine.
Oh, I just checked Theon's Facebook. He just checked into Marine. Let's get him.
There's a newspaper.
What's that? How do you say? What's his sister's name?
Yara.
Yara. It's Yara just tweeted. Getting them titties. She didn't turn her location services off. Let's get her. Yeah, I don't know how they in the old time they catch each other like that, but on the Pirates of the Caribbean, they sure stayed on Captain Jack Sparrow's heels. Great big old ocean, but somehow they know exactly where they sailed.
All the little whispers.
But yeah, I don't know. I really hope that I really want to start seeing these people unite. Like I want this is like the Avengers. You know, I want to start seeing the team get put together.
Yeah.
And not have them all die yet. I mean, I really, and people are probably, think different, but I wouldn't mind holding off on some of the killing of the main characters for a while just to see a lot of them go in this giant battle with the White Walkers. I just think that would be so badass.
It would be.
Maybe Theon grow, as a White Walker, he could grow like this giant ice wiener. And then finally have some peace.
He was cold as ice, willing to sacrifice my dick.
Oh boy,
go Theon!
When they all join forces, though, there's so much beef between different characters. Man.
I think though that that's what's gonna at some point soon. I feel like Castle Black will fall. The White Walkers will climb that, and they'll and that'll be like the shit. It's going down. And from that point on. But I mean, can they survive in the rest of the world? I mean, it's not really ice.
Well, they can walk through fire and shut fire down. So
true that.
And winter's coming, so it's going to be getting cold down
True
there.
that. So yeah, I feel like once they get to the wall, it's going to take a lot of, and you might have some betrayals on the battlefield. I mean, I definitely could see, like one of them just chunking the other one in the gut real quick and then continuing to fight. But I want to see the Hound fighting. I want to see.
I want to see the Hound take on the Mountain.
That'd be a whole nother. That'd be a whole other podcast.
Yeah.
Do what?
The Hound and the Mountain, man. They still got to square off.
Yeah, they're brothers. That's right. Because the Mountain's the one that burned him. I could see that, but even though it wouldn't quite be satisfying for him, because he's just kind of like the zombie version of his brother.
No.
The part of his brother that did that to him is gone.
Yeah.
But the Mountain, I would love to see. I mean, it's like that would be a cool podcast. To sit and write like your top 10 has to be on the battlefield against the White Walkers. Like who has to make the cut? Like Bronn, even though I'm sure, I mean, you give Bronn a Valyrian steel or some Dragon's Glass, man, he would kick ass. Yeah. Bronn's a badass.
Yeah, he's all about the money, though.
He is.
I'm a sellsword.
Somebody give him a Valyrian steel sword, he'll turn around and sell it.
He'd be selling that sword all over the place.
All right, Lord Baelish, we hadn't seen him.
Oh, I know.
In the last 2 episodes. JP, since he's your favorite, would you like to speculate what's going on?
I think he's pulling some major strings. I'll tell you that much.
I
think he's looking out for everyone.
I don't think he's looking out for anyone. You're laughing when you say that.
For Sansa. I couldn't think of her name. He's putting things together for her.
He's looking out for Lord Baelish. That's all he's looking out for.
I mean, he wants to be the Warden of the North. I'll give you that. But I mean, he has everyone's best intention.
Are you saying he feels guilty about what happened to Sansa?
I don't.
Do you think he's genuine?
He didn't think she was going to get raped. No.
Come on.
He didn't know that.
It's Ramsay Bolton, man.
But he didn't know he was a rapist.
Great cousin of Michael Bolton.
Be that as it may.
He knew what was going down.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, man.
We haven't seen anything of the, what are the Sand Snakes? Is that what they call them?
Yeah, we haven't
seen anything of them. And they killed, obviously, killed
Cersei, she wants them dead too, so.
And it's like, really, who even has Cersei's back right now? Even her son joined forces with the people that made her walk through the street and get poo thrown all over her.
Her only ally now is Jaime, and he's long.
And the Mountain.
The Mountain, I mean, that's a pretty strong ally, though.
But, against enough people... which he's undead now, so I mean, he might take a lot more punishment.
In the preview for the next episode, she talks about trial by combat,
and she's like, "I choose." Yeah. What is he like? He says something like, "There's only 2 ways out," blah 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 blah, or violence, and she's like, "I choose violence." So it's like, oh shit!
I just see her as like a Pokemon trainer, and she just like throws out the ball and then outposts the mountain.
Mountain, I choose you. Mountain, you slash, and then it's like. Sparrow ran away. High Sparrow ran away. Oh, that would be wonderful. Let me see. I'm scrolling through our characters here to make sure there's any that we hadn't talked about. No, I think that we've covered the vast majority.
There was one. I'm not even sure if I remember this guy too well, but when they're trying to basically find people to fight with them, and they go to what's his name, the Glovers, the House Glover.
Oh yeah.
And Sansa gets all sassy with him, and he just puts her in her place real quick.
Yeah. It's like, look, I mean, Sansa's been a little whiny chick, pretty much, she's had a hell lot thrown at her, no doubt. But it's like you're just starting to become a powerful character. Take it one step at a time. She's just like throwing it at him.
And like he just totally disses Rob too. Which I mean, kind of Rob, he was kind of an asshole. I mean,
Rob ruined the Stark name, hands down. That's why the North is so splintered.
All over a chick.
He let his wiener do the thinking for him.
I mean, he was king of the North. Everybody was behind him, and he screwed it all up.
Yeah.
If he had married the Frey girl, he would have had probably a massive army.
And his mom tried to tell him. She tried. But he won't listen.
True love never wins. You hear that? When your mama tells you to marry somebody, you just freaking marry him.
But I mean, in that world, you can have your cake and eat it too. You can have your whore on the side. You can have your Gumar. You had some Snoke children. Jeez.
I'm just going through the character list and I saw Asha. I'm like, oh, damn. All right, so we know that Brienne of Tarth is going to be talking to Jaime next week. Jaime not sounding too...
Well, Jaime, like from what I saw of it, like he's trying to get her to convince Blackfish to acquiesce, I suppose. But I don't know how good it's going to.
I don't know how they got her to leave Sansa's side, unless Sansa's with her. But I mean,
maybe Sansa sent her to. Because I mean, we didn't see her this episode. Maybe Sansa sent her to go to her uncle or whatever to check on and see what was going on with that. But
it's so weird looking through the character list and seeing Lady Crane and then seeing Cersei. It's like it's like the actress that plays Cersei and the actress that plays the actress playing Cersei. it's confusing. But yeah, so coming back into this next episode, perhaps we'll find out what Sam and Gilly are up to. We'll find out. Let's see, anything else? We're going to maybe see the mountain finally go into action.
Well, I think the next episode is entitled The Battle of the Bastards. So we're going to see Ramsay and Jon Snow like going at it for
God
finally.
knows. I didn't read it, but I saw an article that said Ramsay Bolton, may not live as long as you think, because you see him and you think, oh, he's probably in it for the long haul, like he's going to be alive up until the end. But just as this show has no problem doing that, he might actually be killed pretty soon. God, if Jon Snow killed him, that would be amazing.
It would be.
Cut his heels or something and throw him to his hounds.
All right, so the official synopsis for episode 8 is Tyrion seeks a strange ally, Bran learns a great deal, Brienne goes on a mission, and Arya is given a chance to prove herself. So those are like little hints about what's going to happen next episode. So we might see a lot more from Bran's visions.
So Arya is probably not going to die from her wounds, and she's given a chance to prove her. All right, look, I know you're dying.
Prove yourself to who?
Prove yourself, and you can die with some dignity. Probably to
the Faceless God or whatever.
I don't know. She needs to get away from that Faceless God.
That's what I'm saying. Who is
that guy is no good.
Maybe it means prove herself in battle, against the waif.
The waif?
Yeah, the girl is trying to kill her.
Oh yeah.
So maybe that's her proving herself, because I mean she only beat her when she was blind.
Maybe, and I'm sorry again to the diehards for not knowing every single person's name, but how do you say the head guy?
Jaqen H'ghar.
Jaqen. Perhaps that was his test all along, is Arya to kill the way. It's like this chick's. I mean, because she talks. Arya's supposed to be all calm, cool, and collected, but obviously this chick isn't.
Yeah.
I mean, she's pretty much hostile to Arya from the second she comes in. So maybe, really, this hasn't been a test for Arya, per se, as it has been for this chick, and Arya will have to take her out and learn a lesson. And then, kind of like a little twist. Like,
that's a good point.
You thought it was all focused on you, but, actually, this stick-wielding, psychopathic little child just needed to go. And what do they call her?
The waif.
The waif.
I didn't know that. That's a weird nickname.
It is, especially.
Who do you think Tyrion's going to be reaching out to? Seeks a strange ally?
Strange ally.
Jon Snow. I know it's not. That would be so awesome.
I mean, who's south of the border for him to really reach out to?
What allies does he have? The Lannisters, even his own brother supposedly said he would kill him. I still don't think Jaime would kill him on sight. He said he would.
Could it be a reference to the new red woman?
But they've already reached out to her. They've already sat and conversated with her.
Yeah, they've had a conversation. I don't know.
I feel like, let's see, who's in the neighborhood,
That's what I'm saying. Who can he really even, talk at?
I love it.
I don't know.
I love it. Who knows? All the questions about Game of Thrones we want to know, like who is Tyrion going to talk to? How is Arya going to have to prove herself? And who the fuck did Negan kill? All of these things. Sorry, wrong show. But so lots of exciting things happening next week. There are no holidays, I think, in which for us to be taking off for next week. So we'll be back with the 8th episode. I'm pretty stoked.
Winding down.
Boy.
I'm getting kind of nervous.
No kidding.
And thus continues the story. All right, but I had a good time. I think we got everything. You guys want to rate the episode, starting with Matt?
I give this episode 8.5.
Pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, I think
a 64.
Things are happening. I guess combined, if we combine 6 and 7, I give them combined 8.5. I want to see some violence.
Right.
I'm all about the violence.
Somebody's got to die. This is Game of Thrones.
I want to see nudity. I want to see violence.
No more prison shanks.
I want to hear dickless jokes. I mean, just give it to me all. Give it all to me. I enjoyed it, though. I can't wait for next episode.
JP, what do you rate it?
Altogether, I think an 8. An 8's fair. Probably even a 9. Maybe even a 10.
So you're saying an 8 for both or a 4 for each?
No, I'll average them out 8 apiece. 16 in all.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Nice. Way higher than Matt's.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it like a 7.5. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it.
When I said 8.5, I meant 8.5, average,
right?
Not total.
So that means one of them could have been like.
I'm confused.
Right?
Yeah.
There's some good TV watching. I know that.
Yeah, I had a good time. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you haven't been able to tell yet, we like talking about Game of Thrones, but we are not. We're talking about it and we enjoy it. That's why we're doing the podcast. But so for those super diehards, don't be too tough on us. We just the premise of this, I would say, is imagine you're sitting around having a few drinks and just discussing the show among friends.
Sure.
Yeah. Is the best way to look at it. If you look at us as like we're trying to be the ultimate authority on the Game of Thrones, we certainly are not. Because my God, there's so many of you that know so much more about the show or series than George R.R. Martin does. So I mean, we just enjoy conversating about it. I think some folks think that we're trying to seriously become the Talking Dead to the Game of Thrones.
Please.
It's like, no, we just enjoy talking about it. So subscribe if you haven't already. Comment. We love comments. If you comment, we'll definitely reply to it.
Yep.
And yeah, so I'm Justin.
You're looking at me because I'm JP.
And I'm Matt.
That rhymed.
We'll catch you next week.